I fucked up. It's time we chat about it. Okay, now you guys know I don't really like doing these sorts of episodes, but I need to chat to you guys about a whole bunch of things. I need to update you on project cars, my life, the channel, the direction of the channel, the future. There's a lot we need to talk about. I've got it all written down so I don't miss any of it. Now, you guys are the core, the bread and butter, the reason I do all of this. I love producing content for you guys and giving back to you guys. And lately, I feel like I haven't been doing the job that I need to do. Now, I want to kick things off on a positive note. Huge thank you, like the biggest possible freaking thank you. Thank you, because we have hit 60,000 subscribers on YouTube, 130,000 followers on Instagram, and over 100,000 followers on TikTok. So, guys, from the bottom of my heart to you, a massive, massive thank you. That is phenomenal. Never in my life, 18 months ago when I started doing this full time, would I ever think to amass those sorts of numbers. But here we are, absolutely killing it, and I owe that only to you guys, and you guys only, so massive, massive thank you. If you're watching this and you haven't hit that red button, go and do it right now. Make sure you subscribe. It's the number one way you guys can help me out. Following that on, we have recently had a couple of really exciting brand new brands come on board to help support the channel. And that's important and exciting, not just for me, but for you guys too, because with new brands comes new discounts, new opportunities, new projects, and new giveaways for you guys. And those brands are Polaris GPS, one of the best market leaders when it comes to infotainment systems and head units for us four-wheel drivers. We've got ROH Wheels, like you can see here on the Sierra project. We've also got iTech World, who are a fantastic, affordable 12-volt provider. So I'm really keen to get some off-grid setups in all the rigs. We've got the 80, the Sierra, a car that I can't quite reveal just yet, and obviously a whole bunch of other projects coming onto the channel very, very soon. Now, if you guys are watching this, then you've probably seen a fair bit of the budget build going on as of late, and hopefully you guys have been absolutely frothing that thing. We bought this car for $3,000 on the coast of Queensland here, and trying to build the toughest car we can for under 10 to 15 grand, and I reckon we're doing a freaking good job so far. So hopefully you guys are loving it. Over here we've got the Raptor. This is another toy of ours, and cannot wait to get this thing more and more on the channel. 400 horsepower dual cab ute. I don't know what more you could bloody ask for. The 80 series. The 80 series. This is probably the big one I want to talk about though. The 80 series was the best thing I've done and the worst thing I've done all rolled into one. And I say that from the bottom of my heart. The 80 series was epic in every way, shape and form. It was the car that we bounced back from when the Naughty 40 got stolen. It was a culmination and a showcase of Australian manufacturing, fabrication and engineering, and it was, and I still think today, and probably may forever be, the best, most crazily, incredibly high quality modified Land Cruiser in the country. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I'd love to know if I am wrong, and drop a comment whose you think is better. But it was the best thing, but also the worst thing, because after struggling with engineering, struggling with registration, struggling with all these different things, I've lost a lot of motivation. Not just in that car to finish it, which you guys can probably tell, but a lot of motivation in general, kind of pointing towards the channel. Now I know that's pretty crazy to think, but when you spend 18 months and every dollar you've got building this car up to just then never be able to actually use it, it was a real kick in the teeth. So it's been an interesting time, to be honest, and obviously we've been doing a whole bunch of different project cars and that sort of thing, trying to get them, trying to keep some projects happening, but I do really want to remind you guys and reinforce that the 80 series, very soon, with the help of someone very important, is going to be coming back with a vengeance. It's very close to being trip ready. We've got some things in mind that'll mean we can take it on trips, and there's only a couple of things that needs doing before it can go away. So that's going to be really, really exciting. Now that very important person that's going to be helping me do all that is a familiar face to the channel and one of my best mates, Max. You're going to be seeing a lot more of him on the channel into the future, I think. I'm really excited to bring him on board to help me out project manage the plethora of cars we've now got. We've got the Sierra, the 80, the 79, a secret project we can't tell you about, the Raptor, and obviously Max's 105. So having him on board to help me out a little bit more is going to be super, super sick. So we're going to steal Max in his spare time whenever he's got them on the weekends and that sort of thing. And yeah, he's going to help us out big time with the channel. So that is very important. On to some more stuff. Another project car. Yeah. So we've got this going at the moment. We've got the 80 series, which is pretty much done, but we've got another project car. Now, I gave you guys the option a few months ago what you wanted to see first, whether it was the budget build or whether it was another all-out, no-expense spare build. You guys wanted to see the budget build first, so we dropped that. But this next project is going to be a similar caliber build to the 80 series, but with a very different badge. I cannot wait to reveal that project. It's happening off, out to the wings at the moment, behind the scenes. And yeah, I think you guys are gonna really, really froth that. So if you have any guesses as to what that might be, make sure you drop a comment below. I wanna give you guys a bit of an update on my life in general, as well as to why, I guess, the direction of the channel hasn't been clear, and why I've been probably, dare I say, probably not myself over the past 6 months. And I'm only saying this because I want you guys to have full clarity and full transparency over what's going on. You guys are a part of my life, and hopefully I'm a part of your life. And I want it to stay that way. I love the thought of you guys sitting down on a Thursday afternoon and chucking on YouTube, watching me, watching Mac and TJ and Sammy Oz, all your favorite creators. And hopefully you guys can take inspiration and ideas from that. But there's been a lot going on, and I haven't spoken about this publicly on YouTube. I've done little bits and pieces on other platforms, but nothing on YouTube before. So Dad has been really, really sick. I don't want to get too much into it because I will start crying my eyes off, but he has been really, really sick and is still really crook and isn't really getting any better. That's been going on for sort of 6 or so months. He spent a lot of time in a coma, even more time in ICU, is in full-time care now. Don't really see him that often. He's not getting that much better. And it's gut-wrenching and heartbreaking because he was the person that was always pushing me to do this sort of stuff and build cool cars. And he is definitely the person I got my little car building streak from, because he used to build really cool stuff back when he was living in the UK. So I've been dealing with that obviously off screen, and that's no excuse. I just want to tell you guys, if you've thought, Sam's not his usual jovial self lately, then there's been a lot going on. And then obviously just a few months earlier, from when we're filming this, we lost my grandma, my last grandparent. So that's been, it's been a hell of a time. It's been a freaking hell of a time. So it's been really wild. And on top of all that, I moved. So we went from Sydney, we're now living in the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, so 1,200 kilometers away. It's been crazy. There's been so much going on. They say when it rains it pours, and my God, has it been a tropical monsoon. Now, we got a lot of other cool stuff to chat about, but I'm gonna keep it really quite short and sweet. We've got obviously the Melbourne Four-Wheel Drive Show coming up. We're gonna have not just the 80 series on display, but a car that you guys haven't seen in person before at the shows, Max's 105. That's the 400 horsepower FTE swapped long arm super tourer in this gorgeous, really rare color that he's found with some really cool bar work. So that thing is going to be absolutely sick. Now that car needs a little bit of love in terms of finishing it off, and we're going to give him that help with a whole bunch of parts from our partners. And we're going to finish that car on the channel hopefully, so you can get excited and look out for that. After Melbourne, I'm going to be heading to South Africa, forward driving, in the jungle, in national parks for a week. So you can look out for that content too. That is going to be a once in a lifetime thing that I was never going to freaking turn down. So you can get pumped for that. And then we rush back after that, straight into the Sydney Full Drive and Adventure Show. Bada bing, bada boom. You can see, come touch, feel all the cars there. I'm really keen to get all these shows happening and get these things in front of you guys. The final thing I want to chat about is the direction of the channel. What can you guys expect in the next couple of months, 6 months, the rest of the year, I guess? Now there's a couple of things. We tried the travel episodes. Now the travel episodes were basically me and Ree in the 79 traveling Australia. That was a holiday that we went on that we thought, you know what, it. We're gonna film it anyway and upload it for YouTube for you guys to watch. And just to try something different. I've never experimented with travel content before on the channel, and you guys didn't love it, and that's totally fine. It was worth trialing, and what it meant is that we had to come home a little bit early, double down, and start building some projects. We got the budget built. We got the other project car that we're going to be doing up soon. We're going to work on Max's 105. We've got all these things happening in the pipeline, so that's what we're going to be focusing on as opposed to those travel episodes. We do, however, have one more travel episode in the backlog that I do really want to upload. It's our final leg of the trip we did in the Flinders Ranges down in South Australia, and it's some of the most stunning scenery you will ever see. So if you guys are interested to see that, maybe drop a comment. It's beautiful down there. Incredible scenery, dog friendly. We take you to some fantastic campsites and give you a run through of all the Flinders beauty. So if you guys want to see that final travel episode, drop a comment. I'm super keen to get that out in the open, out in the wild for you guys. The direction of the channel, we're focusing around builds, around full driving trips, around breaking cars and doing that vicious cycle. You know, build them, break them, wheel them, fix them, repeat. The 80 series, I reckon its next trip out is going to be something like wheeling it until it breaks, and that's going to be the episode, and see what lets go, because that thing's a beast and it needs to be have its neck wrung, that's for sure. This thing we're going to get to the beach. The other project car we've got to build, and then we can wheel the absolute piss out of it. And Max's car, well, once I'm done with it, that thing's going to be ready for wheeling too, so you can expect to see a lot more of that. I'm really pumped, and hopefully you guys are too. I guess this is another opportunity for me to apologise to you guys just on the lack of direction that the channel's had. I think I've seen all your comments, I've seen what you guys are saying. You want quintessential Sam projects, you want crazy builds, spicy wheeling, more of Max. I'm going to try and give you absolutely all of that. The final thing is Lost and Living. I don't push it too much. If you guys want it, you can buy it. It's our merchandise. It has nothing to do with the content or anything like that. Some of you guys were unsure if you know, the travel content was Lost and Living and what Sam Young was. Now, Sam Young will always be the content side of things, the YouTube and the social media. Lost and Living is Max and I's merchandise brand that we promote through here. We've got hats, hoodies, shirts, and a whole bunch of cool stuff coming in the winter range and also in the start of next year. So if you want to support us, as well as subscribe, you can jump on to lostandliving.au and buy some merch. We have a stack of stuff in stock and we ship, and there's Afterpay available. Anyway, from the bottom of my heart, I really am appreciative of all you guys that have stuck around, shown your support, reached out to me, said that we're, you know, still killing it, you're loving the builds and that sort of thing, but it's time to refocus, it's time to double down, and it's time to really get cracking on the direction of this channel. And I'm going to bring each and every freaking one of you guys along for the ride. So, strap yourselves in. Anyway, see you next Thursday.